You have been lied to. Every spring, the garden industry hands you the same tired annuals, the same high-maintenance plants, and the same promise that this year will be different. It never is. You water, you fertilize, you deadhead, and by August your yard still looks exhausted. Then winter hits and wipes out everything you paid for. You do it all over again the following April. That cycle is not gardening. That is just spending money on a schedule. What I'm about to show you are 9 perennials that break that cycle completely. Plants that come back stronger every single year. Plants that handle drought, deer, poor soil, and neglect without flinching. Plants that will make your yard look like a professional designed it, even if you planted them once and never looked back. These 9 are the ones the big garden centers push to the back shelf. Today you find out why. Plant 1. Brunnera Jack of Diamonds. Let's start with the plant that just won the 2025 Proven Winners National Perennial of the Year, and earned that title it absolutely does. Most gardeners look at a shady patch under a mature tree and feel defeated. They throw down mulch. They try a hosta. They give up. That is exactly what happens when nobody points you toward the right plant, and Brunnera Jack of Diamonds is the right plant. This perennial produces enormous heart-shaped leaves, 9 to 10 inches wide, that dramatically overlap at the base into an almost circular mound. The foliage carries a heavy silver overlay etched with vivid, wide, dark green veining, and the effect is so striking it reads like a designer chose every single leaf. In mid to late spring, delicate baby blue, forget-me-not type flowers rise in clusters above the foliage. You get 2 seasons of visual interest from one plant that costs you nothing after planting day. It is cold hardy in USDA zones 3 through 8. It thrives in part shade to full shade, the kind of light that kills most ornamentals. It is virtually pest-free, deer-resistant, and once established, requires almost no supplemental watering in northern gardens. It matures at 14 to 16 inches tall and spreads 28 to 32 inches wide, forming a naturally tidy, weed-suppressing clump with zero effort from you. Plant it under your mature trees, along a north-facing fence, or in any shaded border that has been making you feel like a failure. It will quietly prove you wrong every single year. Plant 2. Salvia Caradonna. Before we go any further, let's talk about what most American gardeners call salvia. Those bright annual salvias in red and purple that fill garden center tables every spring. They die at first frost. You buy them again next year. The nursery wins every time. Salvia Caradonna is in a completely different category. This is a true perennial salvia, and it is one of the most structurally striking plants you can put into a sunny border anywhere in North America. Caradonna grows 18 to 24 inches tall with upright, densely packed spikes of rich violet-blue flowers sitting on stems that are distinctively deep purple, almost black. That contrast between the near-black stems and the saturated violet blooms is the kind of detail that makes people ask who designed your garden. The aromatic gray-green foliage forms a compact, well-behaved mound that holds its shape without any staking or cutting back mid-season. It is cold hardy in USDA zones 4 through 8, drought-tolerant once established, deer-resistant and rabbit-resistant. Pollinators swarm it. Bees will cover those flower spikes from the moment the first blooms open. Cut it back lightly after the first flush fades and it rebounds with a second wave of color well into summer. One plant, multiple bloom cycles, no replanting. Use it in a sunny mixed border, along a walkway, or paired with roses for a contrast that looks intentional and expensive. Plant 3. Geranium Cantabrigens Biocovo. Stop. Before you scroll past this one thinking you already know geraniums, you need to understand something. Those bright red flowers on every gas station planter, the ones called geraniums at every garden center, those are not geraniums. Those are pelargoniums. They die every winter. You buy them again every spring. The nursery takes your money on schedule. Geranium Biocovo is a true hardy geranium, and it is one of the hardest-working plants on this entire list. In late spring, it produces delicate pale pink to nearly white flowers that look so refined and intentional that people will ask you what landscaper you hired. After the blooms fade, fine-textured, softly fragrant foliage takes over and keeps your garden looking full and clean all season long. Then in fall, the leaves shift to a warm reddish tone, giving you a second season of visual interest that most ornamentals cannot deliver. It is cold-hardy in USDA zones 4 through 8. It tolerates partial shade and dry soil. It spreads steadily into a living GR. Ound cover that crowds out weeds without ever becoming aggressive or invasive. That bare, weed-infested ground between your shrubs. Plant biocovo and that problem disappears, permanently. Tuck it under shrubs, run it along the front of borders, or use it as a filler between larger perennials. It makes every surrounding plant look better just by being there. Plant 4, Penstemon digitalis, Husker's Red. There is a reason this plant won the Perennial Plant of the Year award, and there is also a reason so many American gardeners have still never heard of it. What earns awards is not always what earns shelf space at your local garden center. Shelf space belongs to plants that need replacing every season. Penstemon Husker's Red is a North American native perennial. It evolved in American soil under American weather. It does not need coddling because this continent is its home. In early summer, tall, elegant spikes of white to pale pink flowers rise above deep burgundy red foliage that looks like a professional colorist hand-selected it for your garden. The contrast between those dark leaves and those light blooms is genuinely striking. It looks expensive. It looks designed. It looks like a plant you spent serious money and serious time selecting. You did not. It is cold-hardy in USDA zones 3 through 8. Once established, it handles heat, drought, and poor soil without complaint. It naturally attracts hummingbirds and pollinators without any effort beyond putting it in the ground. And unlike the bold foliage annuals that drain your budget each spring, Husker's Red returns every year, growing fuller and more impactful each season. Plant it in a sunny border, mix it with ornamental grasses, or run it along a fence line. Watch what it does to the space. Plant 5, Emsonia tabernaemontana Blue Star. This is the plant that has 3 seasons of beauty built in, and almost nobody talks about it. Blue Star is a North American native perennial that forms a neat, upright clump 2 to 3 feet tall and equally wide. In spring, clusters of small, star-shaped, steel blue flowers cover the plant, soft and refined in a way that pairs beautifully with almost anything around it. After the flowers fade, the narrow, willowy foliage takes over, dense and full and clean, serving as the perfect backdrop for your summer blooming perennials. Then fall arrives, and Blue Star transforms. The foliage turns a brilliant, saturated golden yellow that rivals the best ornamental grasses for autumn impact. You get spring flowers, summer structure, and fall color from one plant that asks almost nothing in return. It is cold-hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9, covering nearly every gardener in the continental United States. It is heat-tolerant, drought-tolerant once established, and firmly deer-resistant. It never needs staking, never needs dividing, and never spreads beyond its well-behaved clump. Plant it in full sun to part shade at the front of a mixed border, and it will quietly deliver value for decades. Plant 6, Allium senescens serendipity. Every American yard hits a wall in mid-July. The spring perennials are gone. The early summer bloomers are fading. The yard looks tired and half-dead right in the middle of the hottest stretch of the year, and most gardeners just accept it because nobody ever gave them a plant designed to fill that exact gap. Allium serendipity was built for that gap. While everything else in your yard is struggling in the July heat, serendipity is just getting started. It sends up perfectly round, lavender-pink flower heads that hover above tight, grass-like, silver-green foliage with an architectural precision that looks completely intentional. like you planned every single inch of your midsummer garden, like you knew exactly what you were doing. It is cold-hardy in USDA zones 4 through 9, covering the vast majority of the continental United States. It is drought-tolerant, deer-resistant, and pest-resistant all at the same time. That triple combination is genuinely rare, and it is the reason professional landscape designers reach for this plant when a client needs low-maintenance midsummer color. Once established, it grows into a tight, self-sufficient clump that never needs dividing or staking. When the blooms eventually fade, the dried seed heads hold their structure beautifully into fall, extending your season without you lifting a finger. Plant it in a sunny border, along a walkway, or in containers on a patio. Plant 7. Nepeta ex Fossinae cat's pajamas. Let's talk about lavender for a moment because everyone loves the idea of lavender. The color, the fragrance, the soft cascading habit. But lavender is a plant with very specific demands. It hates humidity. It struggles through cold, wet winters. It sulks in clay soil. Most of the United States has at least one of those conditions working against it, and gardeners spend years buying lavender, watching it fail, blaming themselves, and buying more lavender the following. NG Spring. Nepeta cat's pajamas is the plant that should have been in your garden all along. It delivers the soft, aromatic foliage, the long waves of lavender blue flowers, and that relaxed, flowing border look, without any of the drama and without any of the failure. It is cold-hardy in USDA zones 3 through 8. It tolerates humidity. It handles average clay-heavy garden soil that would slowly kill most Mediterranean plants. It actually performs in the conditions real American gardens have. The bloom window is exceptional. It starts flowering in late spring and keeps going in waves through summer and into fall, soft, silver-green foliage, staying attractive even between bloom cycles. Its compact habit means it stays tidy and contained without mid-season cutting or staking. Here is the detail most people miss. The aromatic foliage naturally deters deer and rabbits while simultaneously drawing in bees and butterflies all season long. This plant is doing passive pest management while being one of the most beautiful things in your yard. Plant it along pathways, at the front of sunny borders, or spilling over the edge of raised beds, and it will pay you back far beyond what you put into it. Plant 8. Echinacea purpurea magnus. American gardeners spend billions of dollars every year on annuals that will be dead before the first frost. Billions on plants that deliver one season, take your money, and disappear. Echinacea magnus is the complete opposite of that cycle, and it is one of the most proven, most tested perennials ever put into American gardens. It is a North American native, cold-hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9, covering nearly every single gardener watching this video. The blooms are large, bold, rosy purple daisy-like flowers surrounding raised orange-brown center cones. They appear in midsummer and hold for weeks, pulling in butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds without a single feeder or any effort from you. When the blooms finally fade, the seed heads stay standing through fall and well into winter, feeding goldfinches and sparrows directly from your garden. This plant is feeding wildlife in December while you are sitting inside doing nothing, and that is the standard every perennial should be held to. It tolerates heat, drought, and poor soil. It spreads slowly and naturally over time, filling borders with more color every year without ever becoming aggressive. It has won more horticultural awards and passed more rigorous garden trials than almost any perennial in American gardening history. Plant it in full sun with ornamental grasses and blue star, give it space, and let it do what it was born to do. Plant 9. Rudbeckia fulgida Goldsturm. If there is one perennial on this list that has proven itself in more American gardens, across more American climates, and under more American conditions than anything else here, it is Rudbeckia Goldsturm, the Black-Eyed Susan. Cold-hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9, Blooms from midsummer all the way through fall with bold golden yellow flowers surrounding deep black centers that glow in late afternoon light. It handles full sun and partial shade. It grows in clay soil, sandy soil, rocky soil, and average garden soil without complaint. It spreads naturally over time, filling larger and larger areas of your garden with zero prompting from you. The seed heads persist through winter, feeding birds while simultaneously adding structural interest to your garden in the coldest, most barren months of the year. This plant does not just survive American weather. It was shaped by it. Goldsturm has been a cornerstone of landscape design for decades because it works everywhere, every time, with almost nothing asked of the gardener. While your neighbors are out every weekend babying plants that still look mediocre, your Goldsturm is covering itself in hundreds of golden blooms and asking you for absolutely nothing in return. Here is what every plant on this list has in common. None of them require a complex watering schedule. None of them need you to divide them every other year. None of them will leave you with a dead patch and an empty wallet at the end of a hard summer. A difficult garden is not the sign of a dedicated gardener. It is the sign of someone who was handed the wrong plants from the beginning. And that is not your fault. But the information exists now, and so does your choice. Pick one plant from this list that solves the specific problem your yard is throwing at you. One shady corner, one July gap, one bare patch that weeds keep winning. Start there. Come back next season and add another. That is how a yard transforms, not in one expensive weekend, but in one smart decision at a time. Tell me in the comments which of these 9 you are putting in the ground this season. And if you already grow one of them, tell me how it is performing, because your real-world experience is more valuable to this community than any garden magazine article ever written.